When I was little, my father was famous. He was the greatest samurai in the
Hey everybody,
empire.
Jerry Williams, aka GreaterSapien here. Thanks for stopping by. Today we look at number 35 of Eric Dubay's 200 Proofs, Earth is not a spinning ball. Dubay says, if the Earth were truly a globe, then every line of latitude south of the equator would have to measure a gradually smaller and smaller circumference the farther south traveled. If, however, the Earth is an extended plane, then every line of latitude south of the equator should measure a gradually larger and larger circumference the farther south traveled. The fact that many captains navigating south of the equator, assuming a globular theory, have found themselves drastically out of reckoning, more so the farther south traveled, testifies to the fact that the Earth is not a ball. So wait a minute. Didn't he just say in the last proof that ship captains in navigating great distances never use the globe model when navigating? Which is it, Eric? Never mind. Rhetorical question because you're making things up. Here's the thing. Ships go off course. That's what happens. It's common, especially back when all navigation tools were handcrafted and hand repaired. So, without evidence, Dubay is attributing the circumstance of a ship going off course as being due to the captain assuming the Earth was a globe. In other words, he's making stuff up. But let's look at the premise he began with for a moment. If the Earth were truly a globe, then every line of latitude south of the equator would have to measure a gradually smaller and smaller circumference the farther south traveled. And if it is extended plane, then every line of latitude south of the equator should measure a gradually larger and larger circumference the farther south traveled. I think this is great because what Dubay has done here is looked at the proposed models and made logical inferences from them. That's excellent. That's what everyone should do. But they shouldn't selectively turn that logic on and off. I try not to, and that's why I'm thoroughly confident in saying the Earth is a globe. A couple years ago, I flew around the world nearly entirely in the Southern Hemisphere, and I tracked myself by GPS the entire way. I made my tracking files public for anyone to do with as they please. Jesse Kozlowski took my tracking files and mapped the paths both on a globe model and a flat Earth projection map, one where the lines of latitude increase in size as you go south, just as Dubay claims would be the case. A link to one of Jesse's videos, GreaterSapien Sydney to Johannesburg, is in the description. Given the path I traveled would have been nearly 3 times longer on Dubay's flat Earth, the logical inference would be that I didn't fly on that extreme pathway. Adding another angle to that, whereas Wally took the same GPS tracking files and the video I took of an entire flight from Sydney to Johannesburg and plotted them against the position of the sun and found that due to my being on a path where the lines of latitude had a much smaller circumference, I actually caught up to the sun on the way. A link to that video, the day the sun stood still, is in the description as well. So, given the parameters that Dubay established at the very beginning of this claim, the globe model holds up and the flat Earth model does not. Thanks, Eric.
That's my job. That's what I do. I don't lose. I win. Is there no one on this planet to even challenge me?
Maybe you came by to congratulate me on last night's victory.